Welcome to Behind the Business on the Boise Beat, where we delve into the inspiring stories of entrepreneurs that are making a mark in their communities. Today, we're powering up for a special edition with the team behind GG Mobile Gaming Company, a veteran-owned and operated business that is bringing the ultimate gaming experience right to your front doorstep. So join us as we uncover how they're able to turn a passion for gaming into a profitable, booming enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is Gordie Tamayo with the Boise Beat. Today we are behind the business with none other than GG Mobile Gaming Company with Steve Tashida and Anthony Bueller. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing well.
So how did the idea come about to, hey, let's put a mobile game truck together and build a business out of that?
Well, I seen this in a different state, and then we came here.
Gotcha.
It wasn't here. The market wasn't here. I mean,
Yeah.
but the people were. So
Sure.
I felt like the population was good enough for us to try to take a shot at it, and it worked out. It was rough the first year.
Yeah.
We almost quit, and it took off. It took off right at the end of the first year, really.
Yeah.
And since it took off in like the first year, it really hasn't stopped. It hasn't slowed down really since
awesome.
then. You know,
That's awesome. You almost tapped out.
Yeah.
This segment of what we're doing with these interviews, it's geared towards the entrepreneur. So we're interviewing entrepreneurs about their businesses and really trying to inspire other entrepreneurs in their journey because it's not easy. Talk to me, if you could, unpack that experience that you had where things were just tough, you were about to throw in the towel. What happened to say, no, we're going to keep pushing through, we're going to figure it out,
Yeah.
we're going to make it happen, we're going to do something with it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we were doing pretty good our first year. We just hit some hiccups, not knowing the marketing strategy, how do we get out there and keeping it flowing, and the book. We just had so much that we were learning because we've never, like me, this is my very first time ever starting a business.
Yeah, okay.
So I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But we've been learning. We've learned, and now it's like you don't quit.
Yeah.
You push through it, and now it's paying off.
Yeah.
You just keep your head up. You just keep going.
Yeah.
Really, it was the in that first year we started running into not having the customer base built. It was kind of hard to make our payments on the trailer, so we really had to throw in some personal money, instead of our revenue. Yeah, so it is tough for a minute, but we were able to get through that, and then once we got through that, it was a lot brighter, once we got to the point where people started booking us consistently.
Yeah.
But it was hard at that beginning because we'd put a lot of money into it, and then it didn't look like it was gonna pay off as as well as we thought it would.
Right.
But now here we are 4 years later.
Yeah,
and
it's time to expand.
Yeah, now
Wow.
we're probably gonna expand next year.
That's
and
awesome.
we're gonna be looking for employees probably soon too. So yeah, it's been great. It's the industry was pretty untapped, and that's kind of what we looked at. That was one of the main factors that that made us want to try to jump in and see if we couldn't take a shot at it. And that was really what made us want to really take a shot at it. It was that we saw the potential in how many people, especially at the time it was the pandemic, so nobody was going able to go places much, and so at that time we thought, hey, why don't we build a company that we can come to you and kids could still have fun together without having to deal with all the 6 foot space and everything that was going on at the time, and the mask. A lot of those families that weren't able to find stuff to do, and
it opened the doors.
It really did. It really opened the doors a lot.
Where people just want us to come to the house because now they're like, it's better to spend this than taking them all to somewhere else and spending triple. We come to the door, we set up, do the party, we clean up, we leave.
Yeah.
Nothing else is done.
Yeah.
Everyone's and you guys.
Convenient.
Yeah, it is. The parents get to stay in their homes, or if they want, and chill while the kids are in here. It doesn't, they're not tearing up their house. So it's the parents have liked it a lot.
From tapping into finding like your audience and your demographic, you said initially that was a little tough for you.
It
Absolutely,
was
yeah.
tough finding that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Like, who?
So what have you learned about your audience, and how have you learned about tapping into them and communicating with that audience to build your demographic that now you're catering to?
Well, we kind of just did trial and error throughout the whole time. You know, we were at first, our first year, we really didn't advertise much. We were kind of just word of mouth for the whole time,
Word
right?
of mouth, and we didn't really know what avenues to take for how to get it out besides Facebook.
Yeah, our social medias.
You know, or
Your website.
Gmail and all that. I mean, Google. We didn't know anything else, and then we learned the radio. We got on the radio for
at the end of year one. I'd heard an ad on the radio about a good deal for a radio ad, and we took a shot at that. That helped us. That boosted us a little bit, and then we met a few people from Google that they helped us deal with our SEO and like your page. You know, there's so much that goes into that.
Right.
And that has to deal with people being able to find you, your findability, if that's a word.
Yeah, it is discoverability.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that once we got rated higher in Google, that really pushed us. Really pushed us forward. And then we registered for voice search.
Yeah.
And just really those things. We're just trying to find out ways to put ourselves out there more. I think that the thing that's done it the most for us is everything that we have inside as well. We upgraded everything right when we first got it. The first year there was another trailer here as well. They had actually opened when we were still acquiring all of our stuff.
Yeah, they opened 3 months before us.
Oh wow.
And they opened with 2 trailers, and I think that we kind of helped us understand what we wanted to do. They went with a different setup inside, and so we kind of geared ourselves towards being able to have more people playing at the same time instead of the model that they went with. And I think that helped us out. That helped us out a lot. Just having the kids being able to play together. Yeah. And is just another thing that the parents loved a lot as well.
Yeah, you're building a
more
community.
choices, more options. Because they had one P4, one Xbox, and 2 switches.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure we had a variety.
We just wanted to make sure that everyone was able to play together, and that's what we kind of focused on. And especially through our first year, our second year, the ads and stuff helped us a lot. Yeah. But at the end of the second year, we totally cut off all of our advertising as far as outside of us. Once we got to this point, to the pinnacle where we felt like our brand was kind of getting strong enough to
build organically.
Build organically, exactly. And that's what we've been doing this past 6 months.
Yeah, and then with Google helping us now.
Yeah,
so
and Google,
Okay, so you're still doing a combination of paid advertisement, but
not really a paid one. They're helping us with
your SEO.
Yeah, I started learning what keywords and how to target the certain searches and how to get them out there. And so they've been working with me, and I've been. It's a huge learning curve.
Yeah.
The marketing is the biggest thing that I've been learning, that it's tough. Getting us out there.
But it's paying dividends for you.
It is. It's paying out, but I think you got to go 3-4 years. Yeah. Before you are established and that you're rolling. Yeah. We gotta go through all the ups and downs. See, I'm actually enjoying. I think it's fun. Yeah. Learning and the trial and error. I love it.
Yeah. What would you say to maybe other startups, or maybe they're in their first, second year, and they're just figuring out all the things, because 2-man operation, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you got. One of you is operating as the chief financial officer. One of you guys is doing the marketing side of it. One of you guys is doing all the administrative stuff, right? Like you guys are wearing all these different hats that a business owner has to build. And somebody that's just starting out, they start figuring that out as they're getting in the weeds with it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say has helped you transition from, hey, running around like your head cut off, trying to figure out what to do, to kind of getting some organization behind how you guys operate?
At first, it was hard for us trying to get that figured out, but after a while, we learned what each other's strengths and weaknesses were.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's what we just said, okay, you're strong here. You're going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of this. We're going to both take care of these things. And just splitting our load amongst us, plus our family support. I mean, it is.
Well, too, yeah.
We dialed it in.
Yeah.
And because at first, it was like, it would take us like almost 15, 20 minutes to set up. Now we can pull up and we're ready in like a minute or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you figure out where your strengths and weaknesses are, you go for it.
Nice.
And like I said, don't give up. Just keep going.
On the financial front, you know, you mentioned initially, I don't know if you guys took out a loan or you guys had money that, you know, was sitting around that you guys decided to pull together and then you had to invest into it. Like, what did you find most challenging about going from beginning phases of you got the concept, we're going to start getting some supplies together, to now, oh man, I got skin in the game now, I got to dump in my savings and either I'm going for it or I'm not. Like, talk to me about that mentality, that transition that you went through from that part. Because your families are probably a part of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The financial I find is what was more frustrating for me, is trying, you know, because that's kind of what I'm kind of doing is I watch over the books and stuff for us.
Yeah.
He's in charge of all the marketing and everything like that because he's really sharp with the websites and the computers. And financially it's hard. Finding money and trying to get your family to help, and then your family's like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but they were all on board with us. They were like, yeah, do it, and just pulling money together.
I think that it came down to, like, as far as us really pulling the trigger on the business, I think it's just, you know, we saw the potential, and it's really just, you know, as an entrepreneur, you're rolling the dice, you know? And so I think that, you know, you just have to really look into your market and make sure that, you know, the possibility and it's possible for you to blow up in there, you know? And we saw that, you know, the potential was there and there wasn't competition, and I think that, you know, that was a major part of it, you know? And just in us wanting to create a new income, you know? Yeah. That was what was driving the idea, right? It was trying to figure out another income that we could create, and then.
So what did you guys do before?
I actually had another business that I co-owned before this, you know, the wrap shop, and where we were wrapping vehicles, and that's still doing really well. I just didn't. In my first business, that was like. Honestly, it was like college to me because I didn't do any school, not for business anyways, and doing that and failing at running it is honestly what taught me, and that was a $50,000 lesson, you know. And I mean, I got my investment back from that, but I didn't make money like I should have, you know. And I learned from that how important it is to treat your company like a baby. When it's in its infancy stage, you really have to treat it like a little baby, like a little child that needs your attention all the time, you know. And I thought that me in that first business, I thought that I could, you know, you could just invest and then it would just blow up, you know, because it's a good idea. And it's not like that, you know. It really takes hands-on all the time. You have to be checking everything, your emails, everything, you know, that has to do with your business, and make sure that everything's going smoothly, like consistently. And I think that, you know, we did that really well. Was just stayed on top of everything that, you know, we were facing, communication with your partner, making sure that you guys are on the same page. You know, all that stuff I think really just played into our success now, you know. Yeah. And in my second business, it feels really good to be able to be with have a partner that's, you know, helping you carry the load, and you guys can bounce things off each other to figure out your problems. Having that is amazing, you know.
Yeah, I have a full-time job Monday through Friday. I'm a heavy diesel mechanic. Okay. Got that from the Army. So I do that, and then this is what I do on the weekends.
Yeah. So you're building this up until something.
Yeah, my goal is to just do this.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Be my own boss.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we all want in the end, is to be your own boss, make your own money.
Yeah. So and you're putting in the work. So this concept of work-life balance doesn't necessarily work out in entrepreneurialism, right? Like,
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah, it's hard.
No, you really have to. Yeah, you really work heavy in the first few years of your business being a baby. You know. But I think we're getting to that pinnacle where we're to the apex of where our brand is getting strong enough to where it's starting to carry itself, and that feels great.
Yeah.
You know, feels great to be able to not really put too much effort into us trying to go look for jobs, and they keep coming in now because the brand is strong, and you know we've built a good customer base.
Yeah.
That feels amazing.
With my family, it was, my wife was really against it. She was real hard on this because I work Monday through Friday, and then me and Anthony are out for 12.
So what are you doing, playing games?
Yeah, I mean, we're running 12, 14, 16-hour days on the weekends. You know, I don't have time for my wife and my kids, you know, and so after the first year and a half, you know, my wife's like, hey, you got to do something, you know, I don't see you. So, but now she realizes, like, okay, you guys are good now, you know, because now we can take a weekend off, and you know, we can do what we want now, and so they're loving it now.
That's something that is with the work and home balance, you know, and after that first year and a half, after having to be strictly in this all the time, we were able to our money started coming to us to where we could sort of take a weekend off and get that time, you know, and so that's really helped a lot.
And that's very crucial.
Yeah, that's been crucial as far as, especially for the family support on his side. You know, so that helped out a lot there with being able to
celebrating a win, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is. You know, it's like a little check in a way. You know what I mean? That's how you. And as a business owner, like in your early stages, if you're not in a business where you're just making, you know, some insane profit, then that's kind of the way you get your checks in the first few years, is just little wins where we get a weekend off now, and you know, that's kind of like your check when you're paying dues. You know.
As a final note or word of inspiration or encouragement to an entrepreneur that's listening right now, what would you tell them?
Do your homework, and just do your homework on the market that you're trying to enter. And
how do you do that?
Well, for us, we kind of just checked the area for this business that we wanted to enter. We saw that, you know, the competition was really non-existent almost, and we figured out, you know, how much we could possibly charge for our parties and how long it would take for us to recover our investment, and we liked the numbers, and so we just took a shot at it, you know.
Nice.
Did a few changes here and there.
Yeah, and exactly. We've been making changes like as we go. You know, honestly, like it just, you know, you find new ways to attack your problems. All, you know, and I think that's part of growing as a business owner.
Yeah, I mean, that's, to be successful is just be patient, do your research. Have your funding and work hard. Don't give up.
Be ready to be, and going into a business, be ready to not take a check for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, like, be ready to be poor for a while. You know, I mean, if you're gonna
gratification.
Yeah, you're gonna feel poor. I mean, especially, you know, like when you're not getting paid for going to work. Right. But when a few years later, when your company's worth, you know, a nice little chunk, then you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Sweet. We were stressed that first year.
But you know, and honestly, like that, I think that the treating your company like a baby is like one of the biggest things that I learned from my first, you know, from running a company my first time, was just how hands-on everything has to be. You know, there is nobody's gonna do anything for you. You have to make sure all of your things are done, and that you're on top of everything at all times.
And
you know,
be patient.
Yeah.
As a final plug, why don't you give me a quick rundown of like what is inside of here?
All right, so for GG Mobile, what we have inside our trailers is we have 4 stations inside. We got 4 55-inch TVs. Each TV has a PS5 that have been customized in Chrome. And then we have switches that are linked to them. And then we got the new Xbox Series X's on every TV. And they've all been customized, upgraded. We got thousands of games on each one. We got surround sound that's in the seat behind the kids. We got customizable LEDs. We got 2 ACs, we got 2 heaters, and it's all blacked out. And this is what the kids love.
Out here we have another 2 TVs, and we have another 2 stations with switches. And we have an emulator that has all the old school games, everything from like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, the original Mario, all that stuff. We're gonna have another PlayStation out here soon for adults to play like game show games. So
Nice.
we have we have some more stuff coming out soon. We're gonna be having adult parties available soon and clothing with that come with the party, you know.
So this is Gordie Tamayo with the Boise Beat, behind the business with GG Mobile Gaming Company. We'll see you next time.